How to improve your speaking skills. Hey guys, welcome to Learn English. 5 days today. We're going to talk about improving your speaking skills in English. I hear this so much. Marina, I can't understand English, but I can't speak it. Whenever I see a native speaker, I want to hide. Whenever I hear people speaking English, I want to hide. What do I do? How do I overcome the situation? So my best advice here would be talk to natives every single day. Yes, you would be scared at first, but then you're going to get better and better. And this is what study abroad trips are for, and this is why I started Learn English 5 days, where we help people find a study abroad program. By the way, the link will be below, and some English-speaking countries are open and are welcoming English language students. But I know that not everyone can afford going on those trips, and I know that some of you have never seen native speakers in your life. That was my case when I lived in Russia. I would go to different museums, and I would listen in the streets if there were any native speakers, and I would try and approach them because I needed to practice my English badly. But you can start preparing yourself now. You can start preparing for that situation where you will encounter a native speaker and you will start your real English conversation. Have a cheat sheet. So tip number 1 is to have a cheat sheet. If you watch my channel for a while, you know that I've created a lot of videos like 50 common phrases in English, 25 common phrases in English. The thing is, when you learn a language in phrases, it's a lot easier to speak it compared to when you learn English or another language in words. Because once you learn phrases, you know how to communicate using those phrases. So having a cheat sheet where you have those 50 common phrases in English written down, learn some of them at least. Like, how are you doing? Instead of thinking, oh, what should I say? How are you? Or how is your day going? Whatever. You learn one. How are you doing? And you know what this phrase means. Learn all of those intro phrases. I wanted to ask you if. I was just wondering if. You know all of those phrases? Again, they take away the pain of thinking, how should I phrase this? And once you're pronouncing this phrase, you can actually think about the content that comes later. And this advice also works for exams. So for example, if you're taking TOEFL or IELTS, and if you're afraid of the speaking part, learn the templates, learn the phrases. They're going to help you sound smoother. And the same with conversational English. Learn the phrases, learn the structure, write down all the phrases into your phone, have them in notes, and use them when you speak. Chat with Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant. The next tip is to chat with either Siri or Amazon Alexa or whatever you have on Google. Okay, Google. I've noticed that so many times when some of my Russian friends started talking to Siri, she would not understand what they meant because of their pronunciation. And this is a very good practice, because if Siri does not understand you, something is wrong with your pronunciation. Yes, sometimes they have bugs, and sometimes you just pronounce the word in a different way. But the thing is, it is really helpful because you're getting instant feedback. If Siri didn't get you, then something was wrong. Quick pause. Elsa. Here, guys, I know a lot of you are like, but Marina, how do I work on my pronunciation? Yes, learning words is amazing, learning phrases is amazing. But what if I speak and native speakers don't understand me? And it is really expensive to hire a native speaker to correct your pronunciation. Luckily, we are in the 21st century, where technology has gone so far that you can just download an app that is going to evaluate your pronunciation in English. The app is called ELSA Speak, and it uses artificial intelligence to evaluate each and every sound that you pronounce, and it compares you to a native speaker. When you install this app, it's going to ask you, what's your native language? Because every language has its own peculiarities when you speak English. I believe that ELSA Speak is one of the best apps out there to master your pronunciation and to enhance your learning experience. Because when you're learning from my videos, you're mostly listening and writing down. But this is your opportunity to speak and get feedback. The next tip, talk to yourself. I used to use a lot. I no longer use it because I think I've mastered this. But anyways, when I was not living in the US, I would talk to myself every single day. And whenever you're doing something in your head, just say it. I am recording this video for my channel. Oh, I just got a message from my friend. I'm about to call my mom. I'm about to go to bed. And whatever you can do in English, just do it in English. Just talk to yourself in your head. If you pronounce that, that's even better. Because sometimes when we're thinking about something in our head, we just, if we forgot the word, we just skip it. But if you're trying to pronounce it, you're like, oh my God, I forgot this word. I need to look it up. So, pronounce everything where you're thinking. When you're home alone, it's a lot easier. Use the imitation technique. The next technique is called imitation technique. When you watch something on TV, you watch something on Netflix, you watch something with subtitles on YouTube, you can hear a phrase, read it, then pause. And not only try to repeat this phrase with the same intonation, try to paraphrase it. Try to use some different words, because in this way, you would be sure that you understood the phrase, and you would be practicing other vocabulary as well. So when you pause the movie, when you pause a video, just imagine that you're the character and try to pronounce that phrase in the same manner, replacing some words. I also suggest that you exaggerate whenever you're mimicking someone, because it's always like that with the language. If you want to sound more natural, you would sound like you're being a clown to your brain, and you would sound like you're exaggerating a lot to your brain. And that's the right thing to do, because when you are practicing a foreign accent, it would sound foreign to your brain. So try to exaggerate as much as you can. Whenever you sound like a crazy person to yourself, that means that you're on the right track. Start thinking in English. And if you do everything that I mentioned in this video, your goal is to start thinking in English. That is a little hard. It's like meditation. When you meditate, people tell you that you have to stop thinking at all. And whenever you notice that you're thinking about something, you just notice that you're thinking about something and stop again. The same technique with thinking in English. You think in English, and then you realize you're actually thinking in your own language. You don't punish yourself. You tell yourself, okay, I was actually thinking in my own language, so I just stop here and I try to think in English again. And then again, once your brain tells you, oh my God, let's think in my own language, you switch back again. And the more you surround yourself with English speech every single day, the more you start thinking in English. That's just the way it works. And it is okay that after some time, you would comment down below here and say, Marina, but it's impossible to think in English when you don't live in an English-speaking country. And I would totally agree with you. But practicing the skill before going to an English-speaking country would really help you. Because I tried to do that, and when I came to the UK, after week 1 of not speaking my own language, I started thinking in English. Of course, when I came back home, I started thinking in Russian again. But then I mastered the switch. So right now, whenever I have to speak English, I think in English. And whenever I have to speak in Russian, I think in Russian. And then the next level is switching between languages. Because there is something I don't like doing, but I keep doing it, using English words in my Russian speech, which really makes it a little dirtier. But that's a whole new game. This is like advanced level. And once you master this, you're like upper advanced. Final words. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. I hope you enjoyed this content and I hope it would help you speak English faster and better. I will see you very soon in my next videos. Bye.